And welcome back to Hannity. So over the weekend, Iran announced it recently executed one of their nuclear scientists, Shahram Amiri. Now, the rogue regime in Tehran claimed that he was spying for the United States. Now, yesterday, Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas made a stunning revelation about this man. Take a look.
You mentioned the Iranian scientist that was recently executed. Now, of course, I'm not going to comment on what he may or may not have done for the United States government, but in the emails that were on Hillary Clinton's private server, there were conversations among her senior advisors about this gentleman. That goes to show just how reckless and careless her decisions was to put that kind of highly classified information on a private server. I think her judgment is not suited to keep this country safe.
Now, as soon as that interview aired, the news spread quickly. The Drudge Report tweeted, quote, Clinton email led to execution in Iran, ? Which Donald Trump retweeted. Now, the Clinton campaign firing back today saying, quote, the Trump campaign has never met a conspiracy theory it didn't like. He and his supporters continue to use increasingly desperate rhetoric to attack Hillary Clinton and make absurd accusations because they have no ideas for the American people. It's pretty remarkable to baselessly claim that Hillary Clinton is responsible for this tragic death. Joining us now with reaction, the author of The Field of Fight, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. I'm going right back to Tom Cotton's statement, and I'll read it again. He said, but in the emails that were on Hillary Clinton's private server, there were conversations among her senior advisors about this gentleman. Okay, either they were about this guy or they weren't about this guy, and if they were, would that have possibly contributed to this guy's execution?
Yeah, Sean, I mean, absolutely. You know, let's quit, dancing around what we know is the truth here. The truth is that Hillary Clinton's extreme carelessness with the use of her unclassified email devices and her unclassified server has placed people at risk around the world. The cost that the unknown cost right now actually is something that we're going to have to bear the brunt of for probably years to come. The human cost that we may have just seen in the hanging death of this Iranian nuclear scientist who returned to Iran and was publicly exposed in some email traffic that Hillary Clinton's aides have used is just stunning. I mean, there's going to be a cost here, and it's a cost to our country's national security. And it just shows the carelessness, the recklessness, and the lack of accountability of a person who thinks that she should be the commander-in-chief of our country. Give me a break.
You know, I look at all this and I look at what he said this weekend. This person had access to the country's secret and classified information, had linked to this is what Iran says, according to the AP. Yeah. Iran confirmed that he had been hanged for treason and spying, and that they said this person had access to the country's secret classified information, has been linked to our hostile and #1 enemy, America, the great Satan. A spokesman for the Iranian judiciary said he provided the enemy with vital and secret information about the country. So it would appear that this guy was working for us. It would appear that he was compromised and somehow was found out. Now, if Senator Cotton, pretty credible senator, says that he knows that, in fact, this information came from her server, do you make the connection? Is she responsible then by being reckless and irresponsible and not protecting that server for what happened here?
Yeah, Sean, here's what we know, okay? What we know is that Hillary Clinton, as defined by the director of the FBI, our own director of our own FBI, described her as extremely careless with the use of personal devices to send and receive highly sensitive, classified national security-related information. And the results of that are going to impact us, and they are going to have a cost in economic costs as well as human costs. And this recent example is likely one of those. And I applaud Senator Cotton for standing up to be counted. I mean, this is Hillary Clinton is just someone who is not accountable. She was reckless in her use of this means of communicating while she was the Secretary of State of this country. And I'm telling you that knowing what the possibilities are that she also exposed, there are going to be other untold costs that are going to come at the expense of our nation's national security.
What about, let me play Tom Cotton from Fox News Sunday yesterday, talking about the money that was given to Iran, and we now have the confirmation of one of the hostages that that plane wasn't allowed to taxi and take off until that money landed. That plane landed. Let's go to Tom Cotton.
It doesn't really matter, though, what President Obama says. It matters what the Iranians think, and it matters what dictators and terrorists and gangsters all around the world think. And they clearly think that this was a ransom payment, and that if they take an American hostage, then maybe they, too, will get a $400 million windfall in 500 euro notes on an unmarked plane. That's why it's so dangerous.
Doesn't this encourage other countries now to take Americans hostage because now America pays ransom?
Yeah, the perception or reality is sort of what Tom Cotton talked about. He's right. I mean, you know, it doesn't make any difference what the real deal was here, what the truth is. And frankly, it's hard to discern what the truth is from our current administration because they've been so dishonest on this issue with the whole Iranian nuclear deal. So, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. What it does is for the tyrants around the world, and many of them I talk about in my book, Sean, they will take advantage of the weakness that the United States of America is demonstrating and has demonstrated for the last 8 years.
General, thank you. We appreciate your insight. Unbelievable. Coming up next tonight on this busy news night on Hannity.
The whole place is cracking up. And the next day in the newspaper, it said, Trump throws baby out of arena. Terrible. Now, they're very dishonest.
Donald Trump calls out the abusively biased mainstream media for the dishonest reporting. Guess what? Even the mother of the baby is now calling out the press for their terrible coverage. She'll join us tonight and explain what really happened. Also, you've heard a lot about Khizr Khan, reportedly, said Donald Trump is making mistakes because of Allah. Well, where's all the reporting on this? Dr. Gorka joins us along with Robert Spencer as we continue.